Hey everyone, today I will be showing you a tutorial on how to set up and run DockBench. First thing you want to do is open your browser and download the PDB files. So open your browser, go to rscb.org, find the proteins that you're interested in and download them in the PDB format. So don't change the name, keep the 4-letter code. So in this case 1nvr.pdb and all in lowercase. Click save. I've already prepared these earlier, so I'm just going to click cancel. And you obviously want to do this for all of the proteins that you're interested in. I will just be doing one as an example. So now close your browser, and the next step will be to prepare all the PDB files that you have downloaded. So for this I'll be using Moi. Now I will open the PDB files, just the PDB file I have downloaded, so 1nvr.pdb, click OK. Preparation, so in the preparation you want to correct any missing atoms, any alternate locations, partial charges, any hydrogens that may be wrong, and make sure this is very important for particularly the binding site for the ligand. So sometimes you may want to look closer at the binding site and make sure this is all okay. So I'm going to click OK, and go to the next step, which will be to save your receptor and your ligand individually. So I'm just going to color these so you can see. The first thing I'm going to do is save the ligand, which is colored here in blue or cyan. Click on it, go save, and make sure you save this in mol2 format. As you can see here, I've already prepared quite a few. And make sure you stick to this format when saving the ligand. So first you want the 3-letter code for the ligand minus the 4-letter PDB code .mol2, and all in lowercase. So save that. Now the next step is to save just the receptor, so the apoprotein with no ligands bound. So select ligands, remove, and the next one, remove. And you also want to remove all of the waters. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of the waters. So now I'm just left with the protein, the apoprotein. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Also, again, in mol2 format. And the name you will give it is exactly the same name as you have for the downloaded PDB file. So in this case, 1nvr.mol2, and all in lowercase. So once you have prepared all your proteins, the next step will be to run DockBench. But first I'll show you how it should look like. So you should have a folder, one folder with all your proteins. So once all the mol2 files that you've prepared, and once all the PDB files that you've downloaded unedited. And they both should have exactly the same name. So in this case I have 20. I have another folder with all the ligands, the prepared ligands, so no receptor, just the ligands, and these are all in the mol2 file and named in the format that I mentioned earlier. So make sure you have the same number of receptors and the same number of ligands. And then you'll be ready to run DockBench. So let's see, when you open DockBench, make sure you open it from a directory where you want all of the results and files that you are going to produce during DockBench to be saved. So I'm going to open my folder where I want all the data to be saved, and run DockBench from there. So yeah, DockBench, video tutorial. Yes, this is the right folder I want, so go ahead and run DockBench. So here we go, Project Manager. Choose a name for your project. Try to avoid using any spaces, as this may cause some errors, and go ahead and click Create. And then we're in the first tab, Input Settings. So select your proteins, first step. Go to the Proteins folder, open it, and click OK. Second step, Ligands. Open the Ligands folder, click OK. And now click Upload. This may take some time. I've fast forwarded. So here you can see all the uploaded proteins. If you click on them, you can also see some additional information, such as the IC50 value of the ligand and the resolution. So then to the next step, we prepare the ligand. So click Prepare, wait for it to hit 100%. This should go relatively quickly. And then go to the second tab, Docking Settings. So choose all the protocols that you want to use for your DockBench run. Also all the individual scoring functions for each protocol. Once you've got that sorted, go ahead and click Run DockBench. Here a window will pop up and you can choose the RMSD threshold. So I'm just going to leave that as 1, the default. The radius of the binding pocket where the ligand will be docked. I'm going to change that to 15. Leave the number of poses as default 20. In licenses, you want to enter the number of licenses you have available for each of the protocols. So do not exceed the maximum number. So for gold, I will use 25. For glide, I will use 10. And for Moi, I will try 5. Hopefully that's okay. We've been having some problems with Moi lately. And don't forget to adjust the number of cores you want to use. So in my case, I'll just leave it at 64. And then click Write. Now this may take some time. I've fast forwarded again. So writing the configuration files. After that's finished, you can click Run. This will start the actual DockBench analysis and can take up to several hours depending on how many receptors you are analyzing. So I'm going to fast forward through this, and once it's finished, click Cancel. Click on the third tab, Results Visualization. Click Visualize Results. This may take some time, so be patient. After that's done, click tab 4, Plots Visualization. Click Visualize Plots. And we should have our final results. Here we go. So we can see by Moi there are some exclamation marks, indicating that there are some errors that arise. This may be due to too few licenses. DockBench also has one additional feature, which is virtual screening mode. So this is the fifth tab, as you can see in the top corner. So click on the fifth tab. Here you can run a virtual screening using the proteins that you've just tested. So you choose a ligand or a ligand database. I'm going to use an old database from another project. Just make sure that it is in an SDF format. You select the number of conformations you want it to produce for each ligand. You select a protocol that you want to use and the protein where you want to dock to. So in this case, I'll go back to the plot visualization and look which one I want to use. So 3OT8, I'm going to use ChemScore, gold ChemScore, and 3OT8, and then I'll run a second one. So you can run up to 4, I think, in parallel. Select the ligand database again, number of conformations for each ligand, a protocol, so I'll go back to the visualization of the plots. Let's see, maybe 4HYH together with Autodoc LGA. So enter Autodoc LGA and find 4HYH. Here we go. Select the number of cores you want to use for the docking. So I'm going to use 45. The node name where you want it to run, so make sure you run the node which actually has 45 cores, or at least 45 cores. Click Add. and then go ahead and click run. And that's it. You'll just have to wait until that finishes. It could take a couple of hours depending on how large the ligand database is. But you'll find results in a folder called virtual screening, and it's saved as an STF file. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for listening. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below or feel free to contact us. Thanks.